welcome to this video. I'm going to teach you a little bit about layers and why we would use them. Now, as a graphic designer or a graphic artist, you would often work in layers so you can switch them on and off. If you think each layer is almost like a sheet of tracing paper over the page, and when you switch it off, it makes things simpler and easier to understand. Now, to do this, I'm going to work on an image of a cartoon character. Now, I took a picture of Bugs Bunny from the internet. Now, I like cartoons because they have a strong outline and they're nice, simple shapes, and it makes it quite easy to work with. Now, when I bring it in, if I look at my layers, I can see that automatically it comes in as layer 1. Now, I can control that layer, change its color, make it get different handle colors, and I'm just going to give it a name, keep it nice and organized. I suppose the real skill here is organization. So I've got that layer called Bugs. Now, I want to create another layer that I am going to do is ears on. So down at the bottom of that box, I've got add layer. So when I do that, I get another layer on top of that. Now it looks the same, but what you'll find is I can no longer move Bugs because he's on the layer below. So if I want to move him, I have to click on the layer below and then I can move him about. But in this case, I don't want to move him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock him and I'm going to move back to my layer above. So I'm going to call that, well, let's have a look. I'm going to call that the grey bit because that's what I'm going to do on that bit. So I'm going to call that Bugs and it's grey. So I've got this section. So I'm going to trace that out the same way as I traced out in my previous videos. I'm going to start. Oh, you can see I didn't go very well there. And I'm just doing it very, very quickly and going back to my starting position. Looking for my little square appearing. So that's one ear done. And then I'm drawn. So I've got that line. Let's go back to that line. I've lost that line somewhere. I'm going to start again then. And I'm just going to drag out that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the good thing is that it doesn't matter if I have an extra bit here because I can get rid of it. All that really matters is that this is an enclosed shape. Now I'm going to have a little look at that. So I'm going to switch Bugs off underneath and we have his ears there. Now he also has this grey bit on the top of his head. So I'm going to quickly trace that out as well. So using my line tool, I'm just going to trace that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up. Trying to get across to where it started. So I've got 1, 2, 3 bits. Now you're like, well, that doesn't look anything like Bugs Bunny. But that's okay because this is only just a start. So I'm going to switch him back on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to stretch his ears using my node tool to get these lines right. So I can move that node across there. And what I can do is I can just edit those lines and I can take them in a little bit, make sure that that fits nicely. That's okay. Across to the next one. And I can see that that line just needs a little bit of stretching. That needs a little bit brought in. That node needs brought in. That one in a little bit. Take that one out to meet that. Have a look at his head. His head's not square like that, so I'm going to grab that and let's bring that in a little bit. Now, obviously, you guys can take a little bit more time. I'm doing this quite quickly because I know the video can be quite long. Let's take his little nose and we're just bringing him in. So let's have a little look at that. Nice, I'm quite happy with the shape of that. Maybe around here needs a little bit more, so I'm just going to drag that down, make it a little bit less square because he's not that square. Right, so I've got Bugs' head done like that. Thank you.